When I get a paper rejected for a journal submission, I typically go back to the work because I believe that I didn't work hard enough on the manuscript. So I attribute that to myself. My husband tries to comfort me by telling me that there are biases from the journal editors and that luck played an important part. And this is to attribute the results to external factors. What is your tendency to attribute your success or failure? Today, I will introduce you to the concept of locus of control, mainly based on Rotter's original work. What is locus of control? Locus of control is whether you attribute the outcome of an event to yourself or external factors. This sense of control plays a substantial role in shaping your confidence to deal with aversive events. A person with control can attribute the cause of protection from the aversive events to a secure internal origin, the self. The construct of locus of control arose from the social learning theory advanced by Rotter in 1954. People with high internal locus of control believe that they have considerable personal control over the events in their life and tend to perceive outcomes as the result of their own characteristics. In contrast, people with high external locus of control believe that luck, fate, or power from others are more frequently the source of control in their life. Is there a sub-dimension of locus of control? Rotter viewed locus of control as a unidimensional continuum, whereby an increase in internal orientation is accompanied by decrease in external orientation. However, some other researchers advocate locus of control as a multi-dimensional construct. The internal and external orientations are not on one continuum. Instead, they are on different dimensions, which means you will have a level of internal locus of control and a level of external locus of control separately. You can have both relatively high internal or external tendencies, which are independent from each other. Some researchers further divide the external dimension into chance and powerful others. Do you measure locus of control differently in different situations? The concept of locus of control can be expanded into specific domains to achieve greater prediction for behavior in certain situations. Spector developed a work locus of control scale to assess a person's belief about controlling their work environment. Similarly, Watson and colleagues developed a multidimensional health locus of control scale to assess a person's beliefs that the source of reinforcements for health-related behaviors is predominantly internal, a matter of chance, or under the control of powerful others. What does locus of control impact? Research studies have conveyed the beneficial effects of internal controls and detrimental effects of external controls on various outcomes, attitude, behavior, performance, and even health outcomes such as depression, job strains, and psychological disorders. What are examples of the application of locus of control? Job stressors can bring detrimental impacts on mental and physical health. A review study I did in 2017 found that locus of control can moderate the relationship of job stressors with mental and physical health. Specifically, people with higher internal locus of control has a buffer effect on the link, which means the stressors are less likely to transfer to mental and physical health issues. Research also showed that individuals with internal locus of control report more ethical responses. Also, let's review Trevino's model. She proposed that managers whose locus of control is internal will exhibit more consistency between moral judgment and moral action than managers whose locus of control is external. The argument is that an internal believes that outcomes are the results of his or her own efforts, while an external believes that life events are beyond control and can be attributed to fate, luck, or destiny. The external then is less likely to take personal responsibilities for the consequences of ethical and unethical behavior and is more likely to rely on external forces. On the contrary, an internal is more likely to take responsibility for consequences and rely on his or her internal determination of right and wrong to guide behavior. I will post a link below for the measure of work locus of control if you're interested to assess your own tendency. And I hope you're aware of this personal character for your future decisions and behavior. Thanks for watching.